All right, so last night the kids did a writing critique where they took a pure paper that I had made a copy of for all the kids. They had to go through and make editing marks all over the paper on where they saw mistakes, and then at the end of the paper they had to write actual narrative of a critique that they would make for that peer writing assignment. The kids learned how to do this because they saw a screencast video that I made where I modeled the process for them. And so what I'm going to do is show you some of the conversations that are taking place in the classroom right now with the kids as they're debriefing, as they're reflecting and sharing what they came up with on their critique of their peer essay. So here we go. I'm going to show you some of the kids right now.
I put on right here where it says she doesn't hesitate to help me on homework. I would put she doesn't help me on my homework.
I think you can use using sentences. What is the
I know, just say which one I got. Spelling, because there's no spelling mistakes.
This is really good too.
Yeah, but spelling, I probably had to fix one spelling error.
One spelling, yeah.
Wait, do capitals that you don't need there count as spelling?
Well, I mean, spelling was pretty easy on this paper because you didn't use a lot of rich vocabulary.
Okay. Somebody raise your hand and tell the class what you want to be the #1 compliment of this writer in their writing ability. Okay, Victor.
It's a very well,
Talk loud.
It's a very well organized paper.
What do you mean by that?
Like in order, like thesis.
Put your hands down. He's talking right now.
Thesis, plan, next paragraph, yellow, red, 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 next paragraph, yellow, red, red, red. It's very well organized.
Okay, so he's got all the colors in there in the right places, broken into paragraphs is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I see some people that might disagree with that. What do you think, Lila?
It's not really that organized because it doesn't stick to the topic.
Okay, well, so is that your suggestion then that you're making for it? Okay, so how many people, let's take a vote. How many people agree that the greatest strength of this author is their organization? Okay, so let's talk about what their greatest strength is, and then we'll come back to the suggestion. Haley.
Their spelling, they only have like one mistake.
Okay, so how many of you agree that spelling would be their greatest strength? Okay, so most of the kids agree with that. Is there anybody that's a dissenter? You disagree with that, with the whole group? You know, the majority is saying that spelling is your biggest compliment. Is anybody a dissenter on that? You think it's something else? Mark.
Rich vocabulary.
Okay, tell why. What words were good vocabulary in that paper? You want to look at it?
Yeah.
Here's the paper. Tell the class some rich vocabulary words that you see in there.
Personalities.
So do you still feel that way? Change your mind? No? You still think it's got good rich vocabulary? Okay. Now let's talk about what you would give as the biggest suggestion for this paper. The biggest area to improve. Hannah.
Like her body paragraphs don't really relate, like go back to your thesis.
Okay, how many people agree that that would be your top suggestion? Anybody have a different suggestion? That's your top one. Okay, wow, the whole class agrees on that. What does that tell you about the paper? I mean, that's got to be it, right? Obviously, my mom is a good cook. Does that relate to being, the thesis statement is my mom is very athletic? No. My mom is very athletic. Does that relate to my mom is very athletic? But, talk to your neighbor. Okay, what did you just say to your neighbor right now, Carson?
It's redundant.
What did you say? Did somebody say something different to their neighbor besides that it was redundant? Yes.
They
Mark?
just copied it.
Okay.
The same thing.
Should you have a thesis statement and a yellow that's the same thing? No. Okay. It's not just redundant. It's like not really doing what you're supposed to do in a multi-paragraph essay. You don't restate your thesis statement as one of your yellows, right? Okay. How about neatness? Show me on a scale of 1 to 5. How neat is this writing here? Okay. A lot of you are giving it 5s, maybe some 4s. I'm thinking maybe a 4. I mean, it's pretty neat. It's one of the neatest in the class. Sometimes this student does write even neater than this. So, did anybody catch this spelling mistake right here? Okay, what's wrong with that? Say it out loud. There's only one L, right? The ending, the suffix full, is spelled F-U-L-L. But the word full is spelled F-U-L-L. Right. And so the suffix is different than the... But again, this student is a strong speller. What if I told you that this student was in 4th grade? Would you think they were a really good speller? Yeah, okay. This is, and it's not really too bad. I mean, they get the idea. I think, who was it? Victor made a good point that they're getting the idea of the background and then the greens and the yellow and the reds. But you guys made a great point that these paragraphs don't support the thesis statement. And that's, if they can just tweak that, I think this author is going to be awesome, don't you? I mean, they're really close to being there. It's just that one little tweak, bam, and it's going to change. So I want you to talk to your neighbor right now about what would you write, and it doesn't matter if your mom's not athletic. You just fake it right now. Just pretend like she's athletic, okay? Everybody knows somebody that's athletic, so how would you support the thesis statement that my mom is athletic? And by the way, is that a good thesis statement? Yeah, it's interesting, right? It's not just my mom's a nice mom. She's good. She's a good mom. I mean, that would be a boring thesis statement. So this author's coming up with a good thesis statement. But they've got to support it in their essay. So what would your 3 yellows be supporting that she's athletic? What would your 3 yellows be that she's athletic? Talk to your neighbor right now. Go. I want you to go. It doesn't have to be a fancy yellow. Just give me what your yellow would be real quickly. Kind of almost more like an outline form, okay? 9. What would you put for one of your...
Echo. My mom likes playing soccer. Echo.
They still can't hear you, Sandy. Yell like you're mad at your... Do you have a little brother or sister? You have a big brother or sister? Do they bug you sometimes? Okay, they just bugged you. You're mad at them. You're not going to go, stay out of my room. So say it super loud, okay? Come on.
My mom likes playing soccer.
1 to 5. Okay, they like it. Why are you saying 2?
Because I would say my mom is very, my mom likes to play sports instead of playing soccer, because that's a
Call on somebody that disagrees with you.
I think no, because how are they going to talk about the other 2 body paragraphs if they just say sports? And if they say sports and then the 3 sports that she likes to play in the Reds, if that's what he wants to do, it wouldn't really make sense to do that, because you want to talk about 3 sports that she likes in 3 body paragraphs. What are you going to talk about in the last 2 body paragraphs?
Do you have a response to that? Feeling good about what he said? Okay, thank you. 14, give me another yellow, besides what you're saying you just said.
My mom goes to the gym a lot.
1 to 5. I didn't even think of that one. People seem to like that one. That's good. 2.
My mom likes baseball. My mom likes playing baseball.
1 to 5. Okay, talk to your neighbor about the difference in her 2. Did you notice she said it twice, and she revised her RDF? Did you hear the revision in there? Why is her second one better than her first one? Go.